Well, good morning everyone. I haven't been on my channel because I've been resting. A little sick with back pain and stomach pain, but I'm doing better today. So I guess I'll try to make a video today. And while I was sick, I was thinking, well, I might as well do something I haven't done in a while. And that is get off the beaten path of my little bit of Paradise, Colombia, and tell you what I'm planning for the future when the pandemic is over. As you know, I'm from the United States, so I'm going to take a few days and travel back to the United States. Probably go to Miami first, and then back to California, where I'm originally from. More specifically Northern California, San Francisco, Sacramento, places like that. And I'll take the videos all the way through so everyone will see it. And I'll be flying hopefully to San Francisco from Miami. And then I'll tour San Francisco. What I'm doing is going back and revisiting my childhood, the places that I used to enjoy when I was a young boy and a young man. Specifically in San Francisco would be Fisherman's Wharf, and then go to the Cliff House, where it's right on the beach, on top of the hill. There's a restaurant on top of the hill, and below is San Francisco's beach. You see Candlestick Park. You can actually walk down onto the beach and enjoy yourself. Good exercise walking on the beach. And then, and by the way, in Fisherman's Wharf, we would usually stay there for lunch, walk around, get some exercise, look at the amusements, look at the seafood that you can buy, like crab, right there, eat on the open without going into the restaurants. If you go into Alyota's, the bottom part of it, Alyota's, you get all kinds of fried seafood. Then upstairs, the restaurant is, you can get fried food, but they like to provide pasta and seafood, sauteed seafood. Ah, delicious. Anyway, I just had to go back to Fisherman's Wharf because that's what we used to do when I was there when I was growing up. Anyway, at the Cliff House, you enjoyed the beach, the Cliff House. Cliff House is a restaurant. Now, years ago, it was very exclusive, very expensive restaurant. Who knows what it is now? Because nowadays, the millenniums have taken over, and they just don't look at things the way my age, my era would. And people a little bit older than me. Those of us who were born in the 1940s, put it that way. So we have a different way of looking at things than the millennials do now. And from San Francisco, we take a video going across the Oakland Bay Bridge, a big bridge. And there's several layers of that bridge. And, going on that bridge, take videos of Treasure Island, which is a military base, and keep going. And as you get off the bridge, you're going into Oakland, California. So you steer to the left on your way to Sacramento, California, where I was raised. And then you would, so about a 2-hour ride. I won't take the video of the whole thing because a lot of it's just highway. I'll take a little bit of the highway, the interesting places on the highway, then I'll shut the video off and wait until I get closer to Sacramento. I'll turn it on so you see how we enter into Sacramento. Then I would take you on a tour of the high school where I went to Sacramento Senior High School. Back then they didn't have a video. Excuse me, they didn't have a swimming pool when I was in school. But the years after I graduated, they built a swimming pool there. Now I have no idea if the school's even there at this point. I think they changed it to an adult school, I don't know. And hope is there, hope the swimming pool is still there for people who during the summer can go and enjoy swimming there at the pool. And interesting that my house was on a street right close to the boys' gym. So in other words, at the beginning of my street was the boys' gym, and you walk down my street and to my house. And I think the house is still there. It's a brick house, not like the majority of the houses you see in Sacramento, which are made of wood. Some are constructed of cement and brick, and that's what mine was constructed of. My folks bought that house, I guess, when I was in the 5th grade. So I went to a school called Colombia School on a street called T Street. Lots of shade trees there. Very nice walk, not too far from the house. So it was a nice walk. Then when I graduated from the elementary school, I went to Soda Junior High School. I might be able to take you there and show you the school if it's still there. And then of course Sacramento Senior High School. And I want to also go to see where my mother and father were laid to rest in peace, so I can remember them. And then back to San Francisco. On the way to San Francisco, one of the places we used to go to was called Bodega Bay. So I had to make a right off the highway to another highway, and then going over to Bodega Bay. Now Bodega Bay is just what it is. It's a bay, a cove, if you will. There's a Bodega Inn there that tells you you're right at Bodega Bay. So we'll stop there. We'd show you that, and we drive on to the beach of Bodega Bay. Cold and windy is what it would normally be. Only some certain times of the year is it really the wind doesn't blow as strong. Those were the times of the year that my family would go there. And Dad would love to fish off the rocks for codfish. Mom and I and others who came with us would walk along the beach. And after that, about maybe around 3 o'clock, because we get there around 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. Leaving Sacramento to Bodega Bay, about an hour and a half ride. In the morning, we'd get there and set up camp, and Dad would go do his fishing, and when we finished that, around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Dad would say, okay, time to go. We wouldn't go back to Sacramento, we'd go to a beach called Portuguese Beach, which is about 5 miles along the coast on Highway 1. Beautiful place. And yes, Portuguese Beach was named after someone who was Portuguese, who loved that particular site. And it's very steep going down to the beach. So if you're 50 years or older, you wouldn't want to try to go down that beach unless they change things, I don't know. But Dad used to go down there when he was in his 30s, down onto the beach with this big sea-going fishing pole for his deep sea fishing, throws line in and catch fish. So he was happy as a lark there. Then we'd go back home from, we wouldn't. We would leave Bodega Bay, Portuguese Beach, Bodega Bay, and go to San Francisco. And guess where we would go? We'd get off the beaten path, go onto a separate highway that would lead to San Marin, which is across the bay from San Francisco. And then it leads us right on to the Golden Gate Bridge, which leads us into San Francisco. Beautiful bridge, beautiful scenery. And yes, we'd go there, go around San Francisco to Fisherman's Wharf, and we'd have dinner there, and then we'd go back to Sacramento. So those are kind of the route that I would be taking when I go back to the United States to reminisce on my childhood and see things that were there and see how things have changed. So now we have something to look forward to. I don't know when this pandemic is going to finish, but it allows me to save money to make that trip. It's going to be an expensive trip going there. And I've also thought about maybe on a separate trip, take a trip to New York City, the Big Apple, to show people who have never been there what New York looks like. On the streets of New York, by the world famous Macy's, Times Square, the Madison Square Garden, and different places around there. We can walk around there to show people what it looked like. All this is, I'm reminiscing. as we go. The trip we'll be taking, the tours will be for reminiscing purposes. So that's what we would do. So that's something to look forward to, my friends. So we have interviews here with my brother-in-law who speaks Spanish, not English. He'll tell you from a Colombian point of view where living is here. Then my friend Larry, whose name I've mentioned before, who's an American living here who speaks fluent Spanish. I'll be interviewing him in English for maybe 10 minutes. And then, but all this time I'm doing all these interviews, I'm saving monthly to make this big trip back to the United States. So that's what we have to look forward to. So I hope you will wait with great anticipation for when I do it. And just remember, the trip to California will be when the pandemic is over, because you can't travel there now. Travel by airlines. When we get to California, we rent the car and go the rest of the way. So that's what we'll be doing. So that's it for now. And when I find more things to talk about, I'll get on the channel and share it with you. Until then, enjoy your day.